Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday and what is the day? Um, Today's load prompt, I'm going to say, whatever the date is, the load prompt that I'm doing is for today. The load prompt has to do with something that was innocent, fun when you were younger, and uh, the technique prompt is to use it's based on the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. So it's like large white circles or squares and stuff. So I'm going to use large white floral shapes and a large white tag shape and a large white lined a notebook lined background paper. So, in other words, I'm kind of cheating. So, I've got this is one of the photos that I rescued from one of the damaged pages in my Roachgate issue. And the original page was very heavy on journaling about this particular photo. This is a very meaningful photo. It represents a group of us that were really close in high school. And this was in 1963 as we were the yearbook staff. And most of us also worked on the school newspaper. But we took this photo specifically for the yearbook, and this is me standing right here just inside the door. And this is Robbie, who was my best friend in high school and whose car this was. This is her Henry J., whom she had named Herman. And Millie is holding the sign that says Danger High Voltage. And there's Gail and Cheryl and Maxine and Terrence and Tinka and Susan. It's just, I don't last year would have been my 60th high school reunion, and there wasn't one. It was kind of not a, it was not, there was no one who was able to organize it. So, but we keep in touch. Those of us who are still around keep in touch on Facebook. Let me just kind of tell you, I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing. There is some mixed media behind this original. This is the original. It is a photo on a tag with some other things around, a few embellishments. A floral that kind of goes out this way and kind of curves around and then kind of goes around here. And then there's some kind of rectangular looking leaves and some black splatter. So it's a very toned down, and then you have a few black splatters that really kind of stand out. And the colors in here are yellow and green, and I'm going to kind of keep to that too. There will be some variations, but olive and gold, yellow and green were our school colors. Okay, so the photo's going to go here. There's going to be a thing here and a thing here. I'm going to kind of do some uh, mixed media that's going to look like splatters. Kind of that on there. And that kind of adds to the mixed media that's sort of already on here. And let me put some more up here. This stencil, I cannot tell you where to get it or what the brand is. I got it in a Mind the Scrap kit a while back, and I didn't take note of those things. Let me see if that's gonna work. I'll assemble this tag thing later. See if that should be good. I like the big splattery thing. I want to do another one over here. And then I may do another one. I'm going to do the other half of this one, kind of fill it out because it was just and let me do another one right here. And I'm going to put this one like so. I'm going to do that. And there we go. Okay, let me do another one up here. And I'm going to do this up here. Okay, so that kind of gets lighter as it gets to the end of the page. That's enough for that stencil. I have another stencil that it came with the Bramble Fox Foxbox Plus. This was the stencil, I believe, for October. And it has leaves. And since I'm going to have florals kind of along here, I want to do some leaves. And I'm just going to I'm going to kind of overlay the splatters I made and kind of just put this leaf sprig out there. Okay, there. You can kind of begin to see it there. And I'm going to do some more over in here. And I will probably be covering all of this up with embellishments, but we shall see. Okay, let's do this down here. And I'm just going to kind of okay, I'm done with the mixed media. I'm going to put the ink away and that. And now I'm going to put some foam behind this. It's weird reusing photos that I know I've scrapped before, but I had to dismantle and destroy the page. And I honestly don't remember a whole lot about the page that this was on. At first, as I destroyed pages, I photographed the old page, the page I was destroying, so that I could scrap lift myself. The problem is I didn't, okay, this, I shouldn't have put that down until I put this down. And I've got, this needs to be on this side, and then this needs to be, I need to just take the string out and assemble the tags the way I want them. Okay, I'm gonna say that we've got, this is our configuration of tags. And let me see if I have any staples in here. No, I do not. So we're going to go with glue. And actually, I'm going to take some, I'd like for there to be some separation in these tags. So I'm going to use let's see what we're going to do here. That's good. And then this goes here. there. And now we'll take this, which is just this sewing embroidery thread, and I'm gonna bring I doubled it so that it shows up, because sometimes yellow things don't show up very well on pages. There. And I'm gonna kind of thread this up through here. I had all this done, but I hadn't glued it together, and I moved it and it kind of came apart. So I'm gonna go, I'll figure out how this, and this needs to have some foam behind it. Don't have to take the backing off there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this lightly down, and then I can lift. I really like how the mixed media came out. Let me do this. Okay. And I'm going to cover up one of those splatters, but I don't have to cover up a lot of it. Let's do that. Okay. That's fine. And here we'll go with this. I'm gonna and that's gonna cover up some too. Let me see, that's on that line. That's 2, 3 lines, okay. That means those are lined up. Okay, so now let's just start doing, and I have florals from about, I don't know, a whole bunch of different Vicki Boutin collections. I have these bits that I used a Bramble Fox die to just cut from some scraps, some yellow scraps. I wanted to add this here. And I'm just going to kind of do it right there. And I've got this little bit here that I'm just kind of add up here where the florals are going to start. And then I have this bit which can go right there. And let me get some liquid glue for that one. I've pulled flowers for their color, which I'm kind of going for yellowish, beige-ish, you know, maybe some gold. And okay, let me get this here. I'm going to put it up close to the photo. Nope, I'm going to put it under. It looks, the layering looks better when you do it that way. You've got the dimension of this, the photo stepping down to the matte stepping down to the yellow stepping down to the tag, and the tag stepping down to the background. And there's not a lot of height there, but you still get the sense of a lot of layering. I'm gonna, at the end of this, I'll glue this in an attractive fashion. I have a couple of leaves here. I have several leaves. These leaves were part of a some supplies that were my former daughter-in-law's mother's stash, and her mother had sadly passed away. And these things, when her stepfather died, she was going through her and, kind of pulling some of her mother's things, and she had all of her scrapbooking supplies, and these were in them. Her scrapbook supplies probably dated back to the 80s, maybe, yeah, 80s, 90s, and there were these beautiful leaves. I'm gonna kind of just leave them placed there because they don't really show up a whole lot, which is great. That's kind of what I want. I've got this leaf that I'm gonna kind of, in keeping with the design, I'm gonna put it kind of coming out right here, and I'm gonna start putting liquid glue on these things. It's easier said than done. Okay, let me kind of scooch that down there. This liquid glue should, on this vellum piece, should go through this dry leaf. And we'll see. The other, let me look at the original and see kind of where. I really liked the design that they used when they placed the leaves. There are two here together, and then there's one up here, and then one kind of down there. I'm gonna do this one kind of coming out behind this, the tags. And I think I only have two of these vellum leaves, so I'll use them kind of in opposite corners. All right, now I believe I wanted this flower, and this is not going to show there. I'm going to remove it, and maybe from there, and we put it here, and then I'll put a word strip underneath that, and or the title. Maybe that's where the title will go, and I have no idea what the title's going to be. We will figure out something. There are some summary ones that might be appropriate. I kind of like just something simple like together. And I like this Our Kind of Chaos. Either of those would be good. Let's see. Sunshiny Day. I like that. And the music would be easy to pick. I'm going to go with Together. It's kind of a generic title that I always love the titles involving Together because it works for so many photos or stories or. Okay, let's see. Let me peel. These are Bramble Fox titles that I was looking through, and if you'd like to see what they have in shop, it's bramble.fox.co.uk. And if you go to Facebook, if you want to see inspiration from their members go to Bramble Fox Friends. There's a challenge every month, and if you have some Bramble Fox supplies and you make a page that fits the challenge, you're eligible for and get it in the album in time. You're eligible for a drawing. Fabulous prize, a discount you can use in the shop. And once you see the shop, you will want everything. You'll want it all. You want one of each. Okay, let me get and cut this one down as well. Okay, and I'm doing that to delay selecting this flower. I'm going to cut the flower in half and just use half of it here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this, and I will alternate between my tape gun and some thick foam to have different levels on the flowers. So for right now, this one's going to go flat on the background. Actually, I will kind of scooch it under the photo there. And then I'm going to use this one on some foam. These flowers are from Where to Next, I believe. And these may be Print Shop. Okay, so that has now caught that, and that is adhering that. I might use this one down here. I'm trying to get as much of it. Okay, there. And now let's see what we're going to do next. I've got this flower that can scoot. I can begin turning the flowers this way, and I'll put this one. I hadn't finished fussy cutting that one, so I'm going to tuck the unfussy cut part down there. And now I'm going to use, you know what I have? This is a vellum sticker, and I'm going to have it come out here. It's got these little yellow berries on it, and I thought they would be cute. Perfect colors. Okay, and I'm going to put that right here, and I'll have to do it a little bit at a time to get it down flat. All right, and then I've got another one of those to go down here, and I'm going to do it kind of like that and let the together title go on top of it. Let me get this down first. I may not use everything that I have gathered here because these flowers are quite a bit larger than the ones in the original, and that's okay. I like that, in fact. I like that about them, in fact. Okay, so let me see what we've got here. We've got this needs to go. I'm going to put this like so. And then I'm going to scooch this under here. And I'm taking everything apart as I do that, and that's not good. Don't intend to do that. Okay, there. And then I'm going to just note to self, these things don't stick as well to those leaves as they do to the background paper. I'm going to put this here on a foam dot. And I have some, there are in the original some accents of some, well, the flowers are just pure white. So I've got, let's see, I think this could go here, and the smaller one could maybe go here. I kind of like that. I'm going to scooch it under that leaf so the layering looks like it's in a little bit different order. I don't want to be piling everything on top of the leaf. There we go. And then this can go up here. So the innocent fun was just goofing around, taking special photos for the yearbook. Okay, here's a gold flower that I thought would be pretty layered in there somewhere. Okay, I'll just put it there. I have a leaf sprig here that I think, oh, it could maybe go here, or how about here? I kind of like that. So let's go with that. We'll scooch it under there and press there to make it stick, but it will lift up because that photo's on foam. Okay, another one of these vellum leaves, which I could work into the mix. I have these. I kind of wanted to put this flower in because it's the same kind of flower as that, but I have to remember that I want my title here. Is that really where I want my title, or do I want it here? And that's white on white. Would it, or do I want it here on that white tag? And then I can layer anything I want right here. Like this could go there. Okay, let's do this. Where is it? I like how it's kind of coming together there. Together being the operative word. Okay. I have to get it lined up properly on there. Okay, I like it, and you can read it as I'm looking at the. Okay, this is I'm repeating that flower down here, so I'm going to put this on some foam. don't think I need any of those larger leaves. Let's see, do I want to use these? I don't think I need those. This I'd kind of like to use because it's my last one. I could go here. Yeah, I like that. And okay, I like that. Don't need those. Don't need this. It's kind of a one-off. So here's a thing that says True Friends, and that might work right there. And this says take time for play. And we did. We certainly did. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. Don't like that. Don't want to cover up the center of that flower. Here. I'll put that on the tag. Now, is there any way I could make this tag stand out a little more? Maybe that's where I would want to use these flowers. Over here. Let's see, what does the original tell me? Oh, yeah, there's some layering around the tag. So let me use two different flowers. I'll use this one and that one. I'll move this one out here. And kind of scooch that one down inside. And I'll scooch it under that. Okay, there. And is there a leaf that could go there? That's where I could have used that second leaf, because I could use a pop of green there. But that's not good. This one? Nah. We are done. I don't know why I spend so much time trying to add that last little bit on there. And what I need now are my hearts. And I don't have any yellow or green hearts in here. So let me look in. I don't have any yellow or green hearts here, but I do have white ones. So I can take that right there and add this one right there. And we've got our double hearts there. I wondered how the mat on the photo was going to work with the design I was planning. That's the original mat that was on the original page. And this original page was scrapbooked maybe 8 or 9 years ago, so it's an oldie. Let me kind of put a little glue down and get this the floss kind of anchored. Do something there too, and we'll kind of curl it back around this way. Let it go off that way. Okay, I think we're done. And I thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.